Hello there, this is the teaching presentation of HTML required fields, patterns, min and max attributes. My name is Jared Elzinga. The required attribute are elements or fields that need to be filled out before you can submit the form. It's a Boolean, which means it's true or false. It's there or not. An example of code here that is using the required fields, typically found in a registration form of a name and a password, that won't let you proceed without that. You'll notice in the code it says required equals true, and so that's what's making that be required. The pattern attributes are it's a validation checker that requires certain fields to have a specific requirement, like URLs, telephone numbers, emails, and passwords. One reference that I found that was really useful is html5pattern.com. So if you're wanting a little bit more information on that, I would recommend that site. Here's an example, a couple of examples of the pattern attribute. The first one is only letters, either lowercase or uppercase, numbers, and the underscore. This one has a maximum number of 10 characters, which is different than the minimum and maximum that we'll touch on later. This one, or the next one, has only lowercase letters and numbers, and this one has to have at least 7 characters, and it can be as many as you want. The third can handle, this one is, for example, a username, where it has to start with a letter, either uppercase or lowercase. It can be letters and numbers after that, and it's 1 to 20 characters long. The min and max attributes are fairly self-explanatory. The minimum that number has to be at least equal to or greater than that number. The max is less than, equal to, or less than or equal to, either one of that number. If you use them together, then that gives you a range of one number between the min and the max. This is an example of min and max. The first one is just one number, like I was mentioning before, just one number between 48 and 100. The second one, the type is a range, so that will give you a range, or the output will be a range of the number between 6 and 15. These screenshots are from the working example that I have that is on my website. There's a link to it. It's a CodePen, and so here's a list of the code. The top on the right is all 3 of these fields, the first name, last name, and username, are all required fields. When you hit the submit, it only errors out on the first one. If you were to enter in something on the first name and then hit submit again, the arrow would move down to the last name until all 3 of them have been filled out. The bottom 2 are showing the numbers, the min and max, to where it has to be between 13 and 28. I have an example in this screenshots I have below that number and above the number, or that range, and so both of them are giving the errors. So if you want to get in there and play with the code and see how it all works, again, see the link that's on my website. Resources that I've used to get all the information, the w3schools.com, and of course the textbook. Thank you, and have a good day.